Hey guys, so this is a little bit different from what I usually do. I'm going to start this new segment. Every now and again I'll do another one. I'm going to call it In Defence Of. Now, I have admitted in the past that I really like a lot of crap films. When I say that, I mean everyone else thinks they're crap. I really enjoy them, but everyone else thinks they're crap. So when someone says why they hate this film, I tend to find myself trying to, defend it. So I'm going to do these segments every now and again, where I'm going to pick a film and I'm going to try and defend it, using, say, maybe 5 points, just to try and defend it. And we'll try and do like a top 5 type thing, if you get my drift. So originally, and a lot of people might see this if you're on my Instagram page or Facebook, I was going to do Grease 2. I still am going to do Grease 2, I'm just going to move that up a bit. And the reason I've moved it up is because recently I've been watching the Rocky movies. I've got recently, because obviously I went to the cinema and I watched Creed. And Creed is a fantastic film, I can't review it enough. Though it is slightly shifted over to Apollo Creed's son, it still feels like a Rocky movie. And in a sense, it is. Because Sylvester Stallone is in it for pretty much the whole film. I thought he was only going to be in it for a small part, but he's in it quite a lot. So it, in essence, is still a Rocky film. And maybe on the sequel they might shift it a little bit more towards Adonis's Creed. Adonis Creed, should I say, sorry. But this one feels more like a Rocky film. It does feel like a Rocky film. So with watching that, I recently bought the box set of Rocky 1 to 6. That being Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and Rocky Balboa. And everybody, and I mean everybody, has been telling me that Rocky 5 sucks. There's jokes made about it. Everyone's been talking about it since I was a kid, that Rocky 5 was the worst one and that it was a really bad movie. And so I watched Rocky 1, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4. I could have skipped and gone to Balboa, but then I thought, why? I really want to know why people think this film is so bad. And I've still no idea. I've just watched it and I've really not got a clue. Yes, okay, it is nowhere near as good as 1 to 4. In essence. I mean, personally, though 4 had some good bits, I didn't think 4 was as good as 1 to 3. But 4 was good. 5 isn't as good as 1 to 4. But it's nowhere near a bad film. It's nowhere near a bad Rocky film. I mean, I've watched films before where I've been barely able to concentrate, and I watched every scene of that. I mean, let's put it this way. Stallone, so I can't remember the actors, I do apologise, so I'm just going to call them by their character names. Rocky, Adrian, Paulie, all the actors still put in really good performances for this film. It's not like the performances have dropped. They're still playing the characters. I've watched these films in nearly 1 week, back to back, and it's kind of like watching one big film. The characters do not change that much. The acting does not dip. The acting is spot on for all of it. Okay, the new character in number 5, Tommy Gunn, the actor who plays him, he's a little cheesy in his acting ways, but he's not at all bad. I don't know what happened to him after the film. I'll have to have a research in that one. So the acting's not that bad. Now, a lot of people, things I have read about it, say that what disappointed them was about there's no training and you didn't get to see him training for boxing. Do you know what? I'm not being funny. I really like that more, because I was starting to get a bit annoyed with my number 4, because it's the exact same thing. He boxes a couple of times, he loses, and then there's one big fight at the end and he wins that, or he loses, or there's one big fight. So, storyline, trains, big fight at the end. Storyline, big fight at the end. Storyline, big fight at the end. This number 5 decided to change it up a little bit. Rocky loses all his money. They go back to the whole neighbourhood. So literally the film's coming full circle. We start off in the old neighbourhood with nothing. He gets all his money and then he ends up coming back to the old neighbourhood, living again with barely anything. But at least when they do a big fight again, and it's a Rocky film, so they've got to do one, Karate Kid had to do one every bloody thing here, but again, they changed it up. And this one does. It doesn't fight in the ring. He fights on the street. It's a street fight. And it's not like the two boxing with the gloves on in the middle of the street. No, it's a proper street fight. Okay, you could argue it is a little bit out of Rocky's character. But then again, not that much. I mean, Rocky's always been hard-headed. That's how he started off, and that's how he thinks. He's a fighter. He always says through all the 5 films that he is a fighter, and first thing before anything else. So Rocky will start a street fight if he's angry enough. So it's not that bad, and the fight itself is not that bad either. I mean, like I said, it's in a street fight, it's not in a ring, so it's a lot different to the other 4 films. Sorry, I've got a bit of a chest. So yeah, Rocky 5, I didn't think it was that bad. So some people say about the music cheesy. Let's be honest. Eye of the Tiger, yeah, okay, that's not cheesy at all. But I mean, okay, so the 5 points for me to try and defend this is, 1, the acting is nowhere near as bad as people say it is. All the actors are still on par. They're still playing the same characters we love. Burgess Meredith comes back, and it's a brilliant scene. The scene where Burgess Meredith as Mickey comes, and it's quite a touching scene, and I can't understand why no one is talking about this. Everyone just really hates this movie. The storyline is completely different to the others, which in this day and age, the sequels we get, where the second film is exactly the same as the first film. At least this one decides to change it up. Even the ending's slightly changed. But, I mean, yeah, I can't understand why this film gets such a bad rep. Okay, there's a couple of things in it that I would say really got me nerves. Say Shalom can be a bit annoying, but then usually all child actors are, and everyone has a go at child actors. And to be honest, he doesn't do as bad as say he could have been. He's not as cheesy as bad as he could have been. The storyline with him in school being beaten up, a lot of people don't like that. I do. It kind of shows how rough Rocky's neighbourhood was and how Rocky's childhood might have gone. So, yeah, I'm going to say that's how I would defend Rocky 5. It's nowhere near as bad as people have been saying for years. I think people start hating Rocky 5 for the sake of having... It's cool to hate Rocky 5. Stallone once had to rate all these Rocky films in order, and he gave this a 0. And I kind of think that was just so he could stay on the public side, because it is not a bad film. I have seen 10 times worse films than this. And yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed all of them. I am actually going to sit down and watch Balboa tomorrow. I have seen Balboa in the past though. I have already seen Balboa. I kind of saw Balboa without watching 1 to 5. Probably shouldn't have done, but I did. Anyway, so yeah. I always say judge a film for yourself, and Rocky 5 I would definitely judge for yourself. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments. But until next time, see you soon.